Macharia! Hey. I'm actually not a comedian. I just came to ask, does anyone have a Type C treasure? Well, 6%. Good to see you guys. This is a fun weekend. We have 2 fun weekends back to back. It was Easter last week, doing this. A pretty cool night last night. I had some friends over to watch the fight. It was me versus my girlfriend. I won. No, last weekend I was actually on the coast with Aman. We were doing some shows on the coast, and we had to take a bus there. Which I don't know if you guys have ever taken a bus to the coast. It's not the coolest shit ever. I was in this like cramped up bus, which I learned was illegal to like overstuff, and I was sitting in the back next to this woman who had a baby, and she had 2 children. She had a baby, and you guys know when like there's a point in time where like a baby becomes a human. So she had a baby and 1 human toddler, 1 seat. And there was this point like a cop pulled us over to like empty out like all the overflow seats. And I was like, man, I could use some leg room. Should I snitch on this lady? I felt like a French family hiding Jews in an attic during World War II, you know what I mean? I was like, no, these are my people, I support single moms. So dude, it was so fucking annoying. I was like sitting next to this woman and her baby was crying like in my ear every hour. And I saw this, every time she would cry, she would like pull out her boobs to like breastfeed the baby. And I was like, yeah, you take care of that. But let me tell you guys, I have never been less excited to see boobs in my life. At one point during the trip, the mom fell asleep and the baby starts crying. And I guess like she's used to this, so she like slept through the baby crying. And I'm awake, there's a baby crying in my ear. And I'm like, she was breastfeeding this baby to stop her from crying. I don't have boobs. But I do have a vape. I was like, you know, I quieted her down for a few minutes. It was cool, you know. Turns out it was a chill baby, you know. Nicotine is great. So eventually the mom wakes up, the baby starts crying again, and she goes, she tries to breastfeed, which I'm so surprised. How much milk can boobs hold? So she tries to breastfeed the baby, and the baby just spat out the breast milk. And at this part, it was so cute, I heard the baby say her first words. She was like, bitch, you don't have pineapple mint flavor. Which, by the way, I guess this is the right room. If there's any investors in here, hear me out. Flavored breast milk, what are we thinking? Hello, sharks. But no, Coast is fun, dude. Coast is fun. You go see all those baobab trees. Do you guys remember there was like, I don't know, like a year ago, there was this like Swiss millionaire who was like trying to buy baobab trees from Mombasa? Yeah? Everybody was very upset about this. They were like, no, we have to keep our baobab trees, these are ours. Do you remember this shit? Yeah. Who gives a fuck about baobab trees? People were saying like, oh, we need baobab trees because they provide us shade. Trees give us shade because of their leaves. Have you guys seen a fucking baobab tree? 1 in 15 baobab trees has leaves. The rest of them, they have those branches that look like an old lady finger pointing at you. I saw one baobab tree with leaves and I felt like I was looking at Vietnam Saki's old dreadlocks. I was like, this nigga needs a haircut. What are they saying? They're saying, oh, baobab trees are our culture, we need to preserve our culture. Mabuyus is Kenyan culture and we need that shit. You guys think Mabuyu is Kenyan culture? Yeah? How about this? How about the most useless part of a Mabuyu? is the mabuyu. As soon as you're done sucking that pink fairy dust, you just throw out the seed. You're just spreading seed like Nick Cannon. That's why there's so many fucking baobab trees everywhere. Nobody needs this shit. They're like, oh, it's our culture. There's a festival in Kilifi that's called Beneath the Baobabs. Hey, Beneath the Baobabs sounds like the worst place to be when it's sunny and hot. A better name for that festival would be Skin Cancer. Or Slim Shady. Because the chances of you getting any shade are slim to none.